Peter Obi, the former Anambra State Governor and last presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the Nigeria 2023 general elections, has insisted that the three brothers among the 12 persons that died as a result of fire that engulfed the 25-story building of Great Nigeria Insurance House Plaza at Balogun Market in Lagos Island on Christmas Eve, called for help for days with no emergency response from the government under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying, the three siblings, Mr. Stephen Onyeka Omatu aged 40, Mr. Casimir Nabuka Omatu aged 39, and Mr. Collins Kenechukwu Omatu aged 37, for days, sent distressing pleas for help while trapped in the building, yet there were no emergency services to rescue them. Several days passed in the rubble before their bodies were finally recovered, several days of unanswered calls, of a system that failed them at the moment they needed it most. Peter Obi made this statement after attending the burial ceremony of the three siblings held at Uzokwa community in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State on Wednesday, after Lagos State Government through the Office of the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omatoso, in a statement issued on January 1, 2026 stated that as soon as the fire alarm was received on the day, the government deployed teams of first responders to the scene, including the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Lagos State Ambulance Services, security agencies, and other emergency and safety units, but this statement from the Lagos State Government appears not to be in line with an eyewitness account, a resident who spoke with News Central Television at the scene of the fire incident, that a phone call was made across to a fire service in Lagos State, but the fire service demanded 30 million naira service fee before the fire service would respond to the emergency issue. The resident added that if the fire service had responded on time, the entire building would have been saved, probably with no life lost, because the fire was only at a single floor when the fire service was called. According to Punch newspaper, the three siblings died after being trapped inside the burning high-rise building in Lagos, an incident that shocked residents and reignited concerns over fire safety and emergency response in the country. According to family sources, the intensity of the inferno made rescue efforts impossible, and only ashes were recovered for burial. The burial brought grief and sorrow to Ihiala community, with residents praying that their souls find rest and that their family finds strength to pass through this trying time. After the burial, emotions ran high as the young wives of the deceased, family members, friends, schoolmates, and sympathizers gathered to bid a painful farewell. Some attendees, dressed in black and carrying posters of the three siblings, wept openly, struggling to come to terms with the tragedy that sent shock waves across the community. Punch Online had reported on January 7 that the fire started on the 4th floor and spread to the 6th before engulfing the remaining floors and adjoining structures. A detached section of the plaza, estimated at about 7 floors high, collapsed during the inferno. Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetoken, for days now has refused to speak or deliberately kept mum after a well-known founder of a private organization, Harrison Gwamnashu, who have been assisting Nigeria security operatives with credible and reliable intelligence information that have led to the killing and arrest of several kidnappers, in a video statement on Saturday revealed the complicit of the Nigeria police force in aiding and trying to cover up a reasonable suspect behind the kidnapping of a couple in the late days of November 2025 at Avili community in the Etsiko West local government area of Edo State. And the reasonable suspect happened to be the younger brother of the man who was kidnapped alongside his wife, which, the kidnappers only set free the wife after a sting operational ransom money of 20 million nairas was given to the kidnappers, with the reasonable suspect fully aware of all arrangements of the top-secret security plans of Harrison Gwamnashu, but decided to make the sensitive security information public even when his elder brother is still held captive by the kidnappers. The reasonable suspect, in a TikTok video live streaming, admitted that he was actually among the people arrested by soldiers over an issue the reasonable suspect refused to state. The reasonable suspect among others were handed over to the Nigeria police force for the continuation of investigation and possible prosecution, but, according to Harrison Gwamnishu, immediately police noticed he was able to recognize the reasonable suspect as a family member who was aware of his security plans, and he was also the one that helped deliver the money to the kidnappers in the bush. An order within the police authority came, and the reasonable suspect was set free immediately, while others arrested alongside the reasonable suspect were remanded to prison. That aside, Harrison Gwamnishu, in an exclusive interview with TVC television station made available to the public by the broadcast media on Sunday night, indicated that the Nigeria police force had all the opportunities and chances to rescue the remaining kidnapped victims, but the police deliberately refused to go into the bush, with the police saying that the kind of intelligence information he had provided is an archaic style of intelligence gathering. This, according to Harrison Gwamnishu, forced him to show the police video evidences of how his style of intelligence has aided successful offensive operation against kidnappers, but all his explanations went on deaf ears. Even when for days, the tracking devices he added to the special money he mixed with the original money given to the kidnappers as ransom was still showing the exact location of the kidnappers and other useful information that could have enabled the police mobilize and rescue the remaining kidnapped victims. According to the reasonable suspect, Harrison Gwamnishu was actually contacted to help capture the kidnappers. This statement probably indicated that he ought not to be surprised that some original money was removed from the bag by Harrison Gwamnishu, except he can explain better how he expected Harrison Gwamnishu to capture the kidnappers without acting intelligently. Harrison Gwamnishu had said that the reasonable suspect came with the money with a lot of young people who were with him in the hotel. According to Harrison Gwamnishu, he visited the hotel the reasonable suspect was. Harrison Gwamnishu, the founder of a registered private organization assisting the Nigeria security operatives with credible and reliable intelligence information that have led to the killing and arrest of several kidnappers in the West Africa country, especially in the South-South geopolitical zone of Edo and Delta states. In a video statement issued via his verified social media account a few hours ago, has said that the family member and a brother of the kidnapped couple who worked with him and his team to deliver the prepared sting operational 20 million naira's ransom to the kidnappers has been arrested alongside his gang members with guns, but, according to Harrison Gwamnishu, immediately the Nigeria police force noticed that he could vividly recognize the suspect as a brother to the kidnapped couple. The Nigeria police force quickly released the suspect and charged other members of his gang arrested in Auchi to court, even when the kidnapping involving the suspect's brother and wife is generating more reactions after the wife was set free by the kidnappers, while the husband, who is the suspect's brother, is still held in captivity till date by the kidnappers, since both were kidnapped in their home at Avili village in the Etsiko West local government area of Edo State in late days of November 2025. According to Harrison Gwamnishu, before the ransom money was delivered to the kidnappers inside the bush, the kidnappers made a phone call to the arrested and quickly set free suspect to give him the exact location to drop the money. He was surprised to hear one of the kidnapped victims, the husband still with the kidnappers, begging his brother, who is currently seen as the suspect behind the kidnapping, to forgive him if he has done anything wrong to him. The pleading shocked him, but Harrison said he decided to act as if he never heard anything. Harrison Gwamnishu added that the suspect, he was the family member that raised the alarm that the ransom money wasn't complete, that was the reason the kidnappers only released the wife and refused to set free the husband. Stating clearly that everyone who participated in taking the money to the kidnappers affirmed that the kidnappers never counted the money. That even if the kidnappers had counted the money, he prepared the money specially by only scattering the tracking devices on the dummy Naira notes that looked like original Naira notes in a manner that made the whole money complete. The family member who delivered the ransom to the kidnappers and some of his gangs were arrested with guns in Auchi by soldiers. The soldiers handed them over to Auchi Area Command. Auchi Area Command transferred them to Anti-Cultism Unit SCID Benin, and along the side, an order came that the boy should be released. Other people with him were charged to court and sent to prison. Same boy was with us in Auchi and knows our plans. I told the police my story. My statement is with the police. They did nothing. Continuing, Harrison Gwamnashu stated verbatim thus, "Good afternoon, my name is Harrison Gwamnashu. While I was in custody in State Sid, Benin, at the CP's office, CP was in that meeting, the Chief of Staff to the Governor was in that meeting, the CSO to the Governor, Chief Security Officer to the Governor was in that meeting, the Commissioner for Security and Public Safety was in that meeting, the Head of Investigative Team was in that meeting, the family members were in that meeting, the wife of the man kidnapped was in that meeting, his brother was in."
Osazuwa Connect, bringing you the news in a more digital way.